Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going through just a few really tiny kind of tips or things maybe you didn't realize that you could do in Red Dead Online. These are just things that over the last couple months through streaming or even playing with friends, people have been like, oh, I didn't realize that you could do that. And so they may be things that you forgotten you could do or things you didn't know you can do. Nothing major life-changing or anything, but they might help you complete some dailies, especially if you're solo, or maybe just help you do things a little bit quicker. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, you can do the Drunken player interaction solo. All you're going to do is go to your Moonshine Shack, you're going to hit the button to enter the shack, and right after you hit the button, you're going to start spamming melee. So if you're on PlayStation, you're going to hit triangle to enter, and then as soon as you hit the triangle, start immediately spamming circle, and it should give you the interaction. If it doesn't, try it a couple times. Sometimes it does take a few times, but it should work to give you your 2. Number 2, when playing with the band as a daily, you can actually play any of the instruments and you can play them solo and it'll still count for the daily. So it actually doesn't really matter either way whether you play with the band or playing solo, but it can be really fun to pick up an instrument and just play that instrument solo and kind of hear this song with just one instrument. So I have a lot of fun doing that. I try to change it around, pick some different instruments, but basically instead of hitting the button to play with the band, just hit the button that says start playing and you'll play solo, just you, just that instrument, and it'll still count for playing with the band. If you're in a posse and you have like 2 or 3 of you going, you can each pick an instrument, and same thing, as long as nobody hits play with the band, you can play with just those 3, 4 instruments playing the song. So it is kind of fun to hear that, and I do like to do that versus having the whole band start playing. Number 3, changing the bar decor. So if you're a newer player, new to Moonshine role, or you just don't have the gold, or you don't want to spend the money to buy 2 different decors, because you're going to start with the basic one, because it is a gold purchase to get the other ones like refined, or the hunting one. I can't remember the names of them. If you don't want to do that, all you have to do actually is change a photograph for it to count to change bar decor. And I think the photographs are mostly just cash. So just make sure you have 2 photographs, because you'll need to be able to switch off of one to the other, and then next time back to the other one in order for it to count. You can always go back in if you have a particularly favorite photograph and change it back to that after you've done it. But you have to change to the photograph, you have to back out of the menu, it'll count for the daily, and then you're good to go. Number 4, when updating the horse tack is a daily, you actually don't have to change anything at all. All you're going to do is you're going to go to your stables, you're going to go to one of your horses, go to that horse's saddle, and then just scroll down to stirrups, and you should actually see it, just like in this clip, give you the daily without having to do anything. Number 5. So sometimes for dailies, you're going to have to catch a specific fish or animal, so on and so forth. And so everybody has their own spawn locations where we're like, this is where I'm most likely to get this animal or this fish. So what rarely, or especially when it comes to fishing, are you going to have a location that just has one type of fish? But that's not the case with this spot here. I don't think this is technically actually supposed to contain any fish at all. So it's kind of just like this weird little bug, I guess. But as of right now, it still works. On the map, I'm going to show, you can see exactly where to go right above the H in Heartland. There's this little tiny pool of water. And when you look in there, if you use Eagle Eye, there's not going to be anything in there. So pull out your fishing rod. I equip the special spinner because you can just catch 5 in a row. You don't have to worry about re-equipping bait. Throw your pole in there and just start reeling it in, and the bluegill will start to spawn in. It's the only fish in there, so when you have to catch bluegill, this is a great spot to go because literally there's no other fish you can catch but bluegill. They're gonna hop on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be super quick, so definitely check it out next time. Okay, number 6. This one's not necessarily related to dailies at all, but I had somebody tell me that the other day that they didn't realize that you could craft from horseback. So I like to do it because it's quick. You don't go through the animation if you're standing where you then have to kneel down and then you craft and then you have to hit the button to stand back up. So it's just kind of quicker when you're on horseback to open up the menu to be able to craft items. You can craft things like arrows, so dynamite and tracking arrows, ammo, so it's like split point ammo, toxic moonshine. You can craft horse meal. So anything that doesn't require a fire, like a tonic, you can craft while on horseback. And all you're going to do is you're going to open up the wheel. You're going to go to the mortar and pestle, which is in the same section as your camp and your wilderness camp. So you're just going to go to that, and it's going to pull up the crafting menu, and you're going to be able to choose the items that you want to craft from there. Number 7. So this one's another kind of just like really quick, fun one. If you spend a lot of time up in the snow or up in Coulter, or if you're just up there because you need to do like a Sadie mission or you're doing a bounty up there. So as you know, running through the snow, sometimes you're going to run very slowly, sometimes a little quicker depending on what horse you have. But if you want to quickly get through the snow, all you have to do is stop your horse, rear up, and then start spamming X or run, and your horse is going to start sprinting really fast through the snow. Now, this does wear off after a short period of time, so you will have to do it again. But I do find that if I'm needing to move very quickly, especially if I'm under a time constraint for a mission, by rearing up and spamming the run button after that, I can get really quickly through the snow and I won't have to worry about getting slowed down so much. Number 8. If you just bought a brand new horse and you want to bond it as quickly as possible up to level 4, walking it or leading it is actually the fastest way to do this. And it's something I really enjoy doing anyway, just because I have fun leading my horse around. So if you are looking to bond very quickly, just go to an open area and then start walking it. The other thing is, depending on what type of horse you have, sometimes it is going to take longer or shorter time to bond it because it takes less experience or more experience based off the horse. So kind of the rule of thumb is the cheaper the horse, for example, or the lower stat the horse, the less it takes to bond them versus, so let's say like a Morgan or a Shire is going to take way less time to bond than something like a Turkoman or a Foxtrotter. Same thing with the roll horses. The royal rank 1 horses are going to take less time to bond than the rank 20 horses. So just something to keep in mind as well. You can always check your progress by going to the player menu and going to your horse, and you can see where you are as far as how much you need to get to the next level of bonding. Number 9, for the daily where you have to donate 20 carcasses to crypts within 10 minutes. It's very easy to do if you use what I call pocket animals. So that's going to be your small birds, bats, frogs, squirrels, chipmunks, anything that you pick up that goes into your satchel that's an animal that is not a fish. So all of those count. So that way you don't have to worry about running around and trying to find 20 carcasses within that 10-minute time period. You have these on your satchel. You can just real quickly count up, make sure you have 20 before you start. You can donate them very quickly and that'll count for that daily. Number 10. This one could save you a few minutes of time if you're doing a lot of skinning. You may have noticed sometimes when you skin an animal that you get a quicker animation, and this is basically happening anytime the full skinning animation is blocked by something. If the animal that you're skinning is near a rock or a log or your horse is too close, this is all going to cause the quick animation to happen. So basically, if you have a bunch of 1-star animals that you're trying to skin very quickly, simply doing something like putting your horse right over top of it can give you that quick animation. Something else that you can do is put the animal on your horse and then replace it with another animal, and then the one at your horse's feet, again, you're going to get the quick animation. Or you can even pile animals on top of each other, and again, you're going to get that quick animation. So it's just something that can save you a little bit of time, again, if you're doing a lot of skinning of 1-star animals. Now, something to keep in mind though is if you are doing this, trying to get this quick animation, and you have a 2 or 3-star animal, if your horse does run into that animal too quickly as you're placing it over top, it will knock star levels down. So that's just something to keep in mind, that it can reduce the quality if you're using the horse to get that quicker skin animation. And there you have it, just 10 little quick tips and tricks that can maybe help you with a daily or just help you do things a little bit quicker. If you have a tip, something like that, that's super easy, you think you can help players, whether it's a newer player coming in or maybe a veteran player that just didn't realize it was something that you could do, please leave it in the comment section below. If you would like to be notified when I go live, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.